You down with ERP? Yeah, you know me. We're talking about the pains of growing an agency. I'm here with my co-host, Jay Kozar. I'm Kendra Morvillo. Welcome to The Spark. We've been talking a lot about growing the business and scaling the agency. And it's exciting, but it's also kind of a hard thing. As I always say, the growing pains mean you're growing. So
it's a good one. I have to write that one down on a Post-it note and put it on my monitor.
That's right. We should put it on T-shirts. So
must work in marketing.
Today we're just talking about our next big step, which is exploring ERP.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of people watching right now wondering, what the hell are these marketers talking about ERP solutions for?
Yeah.
It's a great question, right?
Well, we're a business. We have to grow just like anybody else.
That's exactly it.
We help people grow, and sometimes we got to grow too.
Yeah, I mean, really looking in the mirror and doing the things for yourself that you have, that you guide your clients to do.
Well, and that's how we got to this conversation, decided to talk about this today is this year, right? We started offering this workflow assessment service, and it helps people figure out what software is right for them or what process they need to be sending their leads through, their buyer's journey, all of that. And we decided this week to turn the lens on ourselves at our quarterly all hands.
Yep.
And we mapped out our buyer journey. And it was hairy.
We needed 3 times as many whiteboards.
Yeah,
as
and we have a
office.
really big whiteboard. So
we do. It was eye-opening, I think, for a lot of people who are experts in certain things to see the entire journey of a prospect, an MQL, and they become an SQL. So procedurally, what happens? And then they become, and then it goes to a quoting process. And from a quoting process, it needs to go to get signed off on by folks accounting, basically finance. So we're going to look and see, what does this contract look like? What does this mean for our growth and our profitability?
Yep.
And then they become a client, and then it's a whole different side of the business.
Yep.
Where it's, how do we now onboard this client? And in the onboarding process, what tools are we utilizing? What data do we need shared with us? What logins? What passwords? We begin site audits.
It's one of the ugliest parts.
Actually, this is operations. Why don't you pick it up from there? This is exhausting.
That's true. You do the first part. I did the second part. And we use 1,000 apps. What we figured out when we started naming the apps, there's a lot of different things. And then we also have to wrap all that up and bill clients and make money at the end of the day, and then report and improve and go back through the cycle again. Yep. And what we figured out is that we've built a lot of processes to track how that's going. There's a spreadsheet. As we like to say in our office, we are freaks in the sheets. There's
a spreadsheet for that.
There is a spreadsheet for that. We have a lot of them, and they don't all talk to each other, but that's kind of where we were. And I think I personally built a lot of those. Our agency owner, Jan, has built a ton of those as well.
You're very invested in these sheets.
We love them. And you will have to be prying them from our cold, dead hands. But when you came in a year ago, you started to see that. And you identified recently that this is kind of an opportunity. So it overlapped. It tied into the same time we were doing this workflow exercise. And so why do you think we need to do this now?
It's a great question. There's a lot of reasons. So I would say number one is when we talk to clients about marketing, let's just pick on marketing for a minute. We don't want silos of data.
Oh, we got a lot of silos.
We have a lot of silos. Our clients have a lot of silos. They have a CRM that doesn't talk to their marketing automation tool, that doesn't talk to their social media aggregator. So they're working in silos. They can put integrations in place, but those are never perfect. They can cost more. So at the end of the day, what we see in our clients' tech stacks, and this is interesting because when I'm looking and what we're looking at clients, like, people, it's not a pure play marketing. People think when we walk in the door, we're going to have this conversation about marketing and the pictures and the things that people get really excited about.
Pictures.
Yeah, the pretty pictures.
How big the logo is.
Yeah, make it pop.
Yep.
But where I like to start, and us as collaboration now as a company, when we are talking to prospects, like we are really starting with the technology stack because we want to know if they're scalable. Are they scalable? Is the foundation of what they have and what they built, can we build on this? Because if not, that's where we need to start. You need to build a strong foundation. And even for the marketers of the world, when you're looking at ROI and you're looking to create a business case to go have your CFO, your CEO approve your next purchase, if you don't have data to support that, then it's not good for you. So looking at ourselves,
Yeah.
it became time to say, hey, actually, let me backtrack. The original question was, why now?
Yeah.
Well, what did I see?
Yeah.
I saw that I see this as an opportunity now to grow so that we're scalable from the financial side
Yeah.
as we grow our agency. And we are from a marketing platform side, right? We're a HubSpot shop. Everybody knows that. So we're doing it for ourselves from the marketing side, and we do it with our clients. But now from the financial side of our own business, as we grow, we look to expand over the next year, 3, 5 years. There's a lot of time that's invested by employees, hours that we pay out to manage these sheets, which have
So
gotten
much
us
time.
to where we are, which
Yep.
is great. And it's actually something that FrontBurner has its shit together when it comes to we have the data to support, to make data-informed decisions.
Yeah.
It was super attractive to me when we were talking about me coming on board.
Yeah, we definitely have all the information, like
All
to
the
a
sheets.
super granular level for like ever since I've been with the company, which is almost 10 years now, is, we're tracking it. We are tracking
Yeah,
it. So
absolutely.
like if we have the opportunity, and actually we can probably start using AI to kind of like, hey, look at all this and like, tell me something new about it. But I think that that data is there. It's not all talking to each other. And sometimes it's like, hey, where's that sheet? And I think we've definitely experienced one of our pain points right now is that we have a lot of recurring clients. We have a lot of recurring revenue. And then we also have a lot of project work. And that's spinning off a whole new, level of spreadsheets. And I think that makes this issue even more relevant.
Yeah. We have a sheet for that. We can build a sheet for that.
Yep.
That is great.
We're building a sheet for it right now.
Answers. All the data that has been collected over the years is actually helping me now with my business case to the business to invest in ourselves.
Yeah.
So it is great that we have the data. We do have a way to get the answers. What we need to do to be scalable so that we can free our people to work on what they're really good at, right? Somebody who's awesome at content or social media probably isn't so great at figuring out the gross profits on a client that they worked on for 3 projects last month, as well as a monthly recurring contract.
Yeah, they are very rarely good at both.
Right.
That's hard.
So we want to free them to be able to go focus on what their unique ability is.
And get actionable, insights for us as leadership.
Right. What should we do? What's the thing we should double down on?
What are we doing really well at? What is costing us money and not making us money?
Do you know what this whole process is, though?
What?
Painful.
It is painful. It is painful.
It is so painful.
This search has been painful. So talk about the search a little bit and what that's looked like.
So a little bit about my background is I did work at a marketing agency once upon a time who also was a SaaS solutions provider. So I'm very familiar with the sales process for a SaaS solution. I can honestly say that our leadership team is not as familiar with this process. So it's been a little bit of therapy. I think between you and Jan, me looking at the two of you.
They ask a lot of questions.
A lot of the same questions in different ways. It's like an interrogation.
Yeah.
So how'd you get here?
Yeah.
And we should be proud of the work we've done. And it's laid the foundation so that as we move forward, we can be scalable.
Yeah. I think it was really hard, and some of those meetings have been very boring. But
but they're necessary. So I keep beating the drum. Me, of all people, who's always like, push. Let's get to the end game, big picture.
Oh, you're going foundations.
For me, I'm in the foundation here because we can't get to the big picture if we don't fix our foundation now.
Yep.
So painful, but I think it's a great exercise for any business, whether they're looking at ERP solutions, they're looking at different marketing platforms, if they're looking to, it could be. I'm not even going to give anybody free advertising time.
That's good.
No free advertising today.
I like that.
So forget that I said HubSpot earlier.
Oh, well, okay.
All right.
That one's kind of...
Could you strike that from the record, please, Josh?
That one's kind of known.
I'm going to strike that. But going through this process it's awesome. It's awesome because we're understanding more about our business. I'm learning things in every one of these boring meetings, even if it's the 3rd time I've heard it. Now it's starting to catch on.
It's also exciting to think that there might be kind of a machine that can do the thing that we are doing.
Right.
Like that is a lovely idea. But I imagine the next step. So say we go through this after we get past the sticker shock, which is
talk about painful. Everybody thought they had a really good game face when Platform X threw out a $100,000 number at us like it was nothing. Hey, here you go.
Yeah, it's scary. It was scary. But I imagine it's going to be quite luxurious.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
But between now and then, implementation and adoption seems like it's going to be probably an uphill climb.
So yes and no. So yes, absolutely. It's still going to continue to be painful.
Yep.
But everybody will have the end game in mind. Like, what does the victory look like? That's part of this whole process is, should we do said thing? And we go invest with said provider, this platform, the SaaS provider. What does victory look like? And I'm going to say, again, it's to free our people. It's to also to get like real-time data to make data-informed decisions for our business. So that we can make like smart decisions and we can have access to that quickly, right? And three of us, four of us, we can be looking at it at the same time. So we can like accelerate our own growth simply by having data available to us that wasn't before, or it was so painstaking to get to that, that it while this was a great idea in the moment, a week later, maybe it doesn't have the same sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Right?
That happens all the time.
Right. So it gets in our
math
in
is
our
probably
life.
better than mine too.
Ooh, its math is going to be mathing.
Yeah, it's going to math way better than my math.
But again, I think, for this conversation, like when people are growing agencies, any business, the people that we come across, like this process, this mapping process that we're living right now for ourselves, it's a positive thing. It's a positive thing internally to get to collaborate, get people who have different parts of the business they're responsible for, to get them to get you to understand, if I pull this lever, what does it do for you? Oh, well, I had no clue. I wouldn't have done that before. So now you're getting alignment within your organization.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the great thing about this is, we don't have to pull the trigger on this whole thing, at the end of the month. Right.
Yeah. I don't think that's even possible.
Right. But let's say we do.
Yeah.
We're going to move forward. Back to your original question about implementation. I mean, it's going to be painful. You're building a system with a third-party, provider who's going to stand this up for us. And it's going to be a lot of work. You're putting data, you're building tables, you're building rules, right? So that there's rails everywhere we go moving forward to eliminate human error.
And we've built all this custom manual stuff up till now that fits just what we want.
Right.
I know I'm going to have to fit into a slightly different box right now, which is...
I'm glad to hear you say that. I will remind you of this in about 2 months.
When I'm like secretly checking my sheets instead.
Yes, the sheets.
Yes.
That's okay.
It's okay.
Whatever you need, coping.
I think it'll be good. And I think, even as we saw, I think what this helps us do is become more unified as an organization. Right. Even that exercise we did this week was so eye-opening because not one person in that room knew all of those parts. And I said, all right, this part is something you touch, and this part is something you touch. Did you know that this happens? They're like, I didn't even know that you guys did that. Right. And we are not a big group.
No, we're not.
And so, there's all sorts of moving pieces, and I love the idea of streamlining that and being able to connect them and report back on the different parts and see how one thing impacts another.
Yeah, and efficiency.
And just generating reports. What a dream.
Y'all love reports. I do as well, but
report.
Boy, you and Jan love even more reports.
Data-driven decisions are where it's at.
I agree. I just didn't. You two asked for reports that I would have never. I don't know what I don't know, clearly. So my eyes are open. I'm open to all of this.
Yeah.
Do you think this is my favorite thing to do when I come to work every day and when I'm at home at night is dream about ERP systems and implementations?
No, I think you're very reluctantly doing it. But I think there's an end game.
Yeah, no, there's definitely an end game.
You like to go fast, and this helps you move faster eventually.
Yeah. So invest now, build now, know that it's going to be painstaking, but keep your eye on the prize. Yeah. The end game. Yeah. It's going to be worth it, again, because you will be a more efficient organization, or in this case, we will be a more efficient organization with better data, clean data, to better decision making. I think that sounds really great for us. Yeah. On that, I'm looking forward in the next year to see where we recap on this and see in 1 year if we're implemented and rolling and just swimming in useful insights. Well, you know me, it's going to get to a certain point where it's like at some points, if we're already committed, we're doing it. And now we're holding on to sheets and managing sheets and we're managing some ERP system. But we're ripping the Band-Aid off. Yeah. We're going to take the training wheels off eventually. And we're going to ride. I think in a year it'll look totally different. Yeah. So it'll be good. We'll be better for it. Yep. I think it'll be a good thing. Looking forward to it. Okay. All right. Well, that was a pretty good discussion, I think, about it. I was a little scared at the end of it, but looking forward to our future and how we can operate smarter, better, serve our clients better as a result of it. If you have experience in this kind of thing yourself or going through these growing pains yourself, we'd love to talk about it with you too, because I think this is kind of a shared experience of businesses in growth mode. So reach out to us. You know where to find us. Like, follow, and subscribe. It's close enough. Nailed it. And thanks for joining us on The Spark.